He called me earlier. He's like, yo, when you spar, I'm gonna come to the gym. I'm like, I'm gonna spar at 4 o'clock. I really didn't think he was gonna pull up, but he pulled up. It means everything, his advice and listening to him in the ring. He calling out little shit. I'm trying to make sure I do what he says. So a hell of a blessing to have Bud, Floyd, all these guys backing me, and I appreciate them. I'm just trying to keep pushing and keep getting better and better.
But the most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevenson.
Fresh off a demanding session with one of boxing's most technically gifted fighters, Floyd Mayweather has finally broken his silence, and his words are already rippling through the sport. After time in the gym with Shakur Stevenson, Mayweather offered rare, unfiltered insight into what he saw behind closed doors. From footwork and ring IQ to discipline and mindset, Floyd's first comments suggest this wasn't a casual workout, but a moment that could point to something bigger for Shakur's future and boxing itself. Stevenson has been training with a different kind of intensity for his looming showdown with Teofimo Lopez. Day after day in camp, he's pushed himself physically and mentally, sharpening his skills, adjusting to the added weight, and fine-tuning his movement and timing to meet Lopez's power and aggression. He's sparred with elite partners, even working with stars like Terence Crawford to mirror the challenge ahead, while adding strength sessions to put more force behind his punches. Stevenson has shown total commitment, skipping holiday celebrations to stay on schedule, keeping his body conditioned, his mind locked in, and his focus fixed on winning the biggest test of his career.
He told me, all right, here we go. So look good. Let's fight.
Paulie Malignaggi says Teofimo Lopez often walks into big fights carrying more criticism than credit. And in his view, a lot of that comes from the spotlight surrounding Shakur Stevenson. Stevenson draws heavier media coverage, a larger fan base, and higher visibility, which can push Lopez into the background even with his proven ability. Malignaggi reminds fans that Lopez brings explosive power, speed, and real championship experience. But Stevenson's profile and the momentum of his story can overshadow those strengths, shaping how analysts and audiences weigh each man's resume. Still, Malignaggi stresses that Lopez's skill set and accomplishments demand respect. In a fight with someone as precise as Stevenson, underestimating Lopez isn't just a bad take, it can be a costly mistake once the bell rings.
With this situation, because Teofimo is at his most dangerous when he's counted out. And this is going to be one of those fights where he's going to be counted out. Because Shakur is looked at by and large as the guy who can dominate boxing in this generation, right? It's just a matter of him getting the opportunity. I myself have felt that he's the guy who could and should be dominating boxing if he gets the right matchups. But bro, this is one of the rare matchups, if not maybe the only matchup, where I feel like it's a big threat here to Shakur. And then they would all come undone only because of this reason. Teofimo Lopez, we've seen him at his best, but he typically brings out his best characteristics when he's back against the wall and he's counted out. And he's going to be counted out in this fight. By and large, people are going to side with Shakur in this fight to win the fight because he's the more consistent fighter, he's the more class fighter overall, and he's just so damn good. But Teofimo has a way, when you're so damn good and he knows you're so damn good and everybody feels like you're going to beat him, there's just something about Teofimo, man. He brings out a different level and somehow supersedes that guy who is that damn good. We've seen it already. I'm not saying anything that anybody else hasn't already seen. Okay, I'm just stipulating it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know who wins this fight. Because again, your better head says Shakur, but then you think about, man, Teofimo. Again,
he's got the X factor.
What I just explained.
He's got the talent to.
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Shakur is extremely talented and could be the face of boxing as far as being that good and being that dominant, even though no matter how good you are. But this is one of the rare fights where you can get beat. And I don't ever want to hear any of you tank nut huggers that he fights one Uber driver after another. If Shakur Stevenson loses this fight, I don't ever want to hear any of you saying, oh, well, what about Shakur now? Tank this, tank that. Tank fights the guy that delivers my pizza. He fights the guys in the back that are doing the production.
Lamont Roach says Shakur Stevenson's control of the ring comes from precision and strategy as much as speed. His footwork and timing, Roach notes, let him anticipate punches before they land, so he can dictate when and where exchanges happen. That control allows Stevenson to set the tempo, stay composed, and avoid unnecessary risks while he waits for the right moment to counter. By pairing sharp movement with patience and adaptability, he creates openings most opponents can't find. Against a fighter like Teofimo Lopez, Roach believes that measured command of distance and rhythm could shape the entire fight.
Just end one. Who else?
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too. A hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win, and he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like because it's going to be just a skill match. I don't think he's going to try to.
Teofimo Lopez makes one thing clear. He has no intention of letting Shakur Stevenson take the belt he fought to earn. He speaks about the sacrifices behind his rise, saying the title represents years of struggle, pain, and dedication. For Lopez, this isn't just another defense. It's about protecting what he built through hard work and perseverance. He believes in himself completely, framing the moment as personal, fueled by pride and effort, and insists no one is taking what he earned through blood, discipline, and commitment.
And talking of being in the ring,
yes.
Shakur Stevenson, obviously you guys are both in Las Vegas. I'm hearing that you did link up today. A face-off happened between the two of you?
Face-off happened, things of that nature, just to create the things that are in motion already. So we're really adamant about fighting each other next, and I can't wait for us to really lace it up. And I see him across the ring, and really when that bell rings, lights out for him.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face to face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think I don't think too much of it. I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this, and I'm not taking nothing from him, but I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny in the boxing ring to decide.
How close is the fight between the two of you, and when could we kind of expect to see you two face each other?
I'm ready to fight. Honestly, I could fight tomorrow. I've been staying in the gym. I've been really serious about my work ethic, everything. I hear people say this and that, and those are naysayers. I've done very well for myself at just this short period in time. The fight should happen very soon. And as long as the people on that side, the business side of that side, I just like to fight. Yeah. So let's make it happen.
How frustrating is kind of the business side of boxing? Because obviously fighters, as you say, just want to get in the ring, but there's so many hurdles to go over before you get there. And we always hear of fights falling through, fights not happening. Ryan Garcia, for example.
there's detours for a reason, right? There's sometimes roadblocks along the path, and sometimes you get upset because you're like, why is it really like this? You know, it should just, you know. But as you start understanding a little bit more, or just realizing certain things, it's out of your reach. I can't control it so much, you know. And you know, this is why I really am trying to make boxing great again, but hopefully with these networks and everyone else in play, we can really start doing that.
That's it for today. Stay tuned. See you next time.